My mom told me I was her only child. For 28 years, I believed her completely. I never doubted it, not once. She said I was her miracle, her whole world. We lived quietly, just the two of us, in a small house on the edge of town. There were no family photos on the walls, no baby albums, no mention of grandparents or cousins. I thought that was normal. After she passed away last winter, I felt utterly alone. But 2 weeks after her funeral, I cleaned out her bedroom closet, the one she always kept locked to me. Behind a stack of old sweaters, I found a shoebox tied with a faded red ribbon. My hand shook as I opened it. Inside was a single black and white photograph. And in that photo were 3 babies. The photo was old, curled at the edges, slightly yellowed with time. 3 newborns lay side by side on a white hospital blanket. Each wore the same tiny bracelet. I recognized one of them instantly. It was me. I'd seen that bracelet before in a rare baby picture my mom kept in her wallet. But the other 2, they were strangers, yet not strangers. They had my eyes, my nose, the same curl of hair. My breath caught in my throat. Who were they? Were they still alive? And why had my mother never told me about them? I sat on the floor of that closet for over an hour, staring at the photo, my mind racing. The woman who raised me, who loved me more than anyone, had hidden this from me my entire life. That night, I couldn't sleep. I knew I had to find the truth, even if it shattered everything I thought I knew. The next morning, I ordered a DNA test kit online. I filled the tube with my saliva, sealed it, and walked to the mailbox at 2 a.m., as if doing it in secret would make it less real. For 2 weeks, I tried to act normal. I went to work, I made coffee, I even smiled at neighbors. But every night I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was about to lose the last piece of my mother I still had. Her story. Then, the email arrived. Your DNA results are ready. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would break my ribs. I clicked the link with trembling fingers. And there it was. Not just one match, but 2. 2 close relatives. Predicted relationship. Full siblings. I couldn't breathe. I scrolled down, my vision blurring with tears. One profile was public. A woman named Claire, age 28, same as me. Under her name, she'd written a note. Looking for biological family. Adopted at birth. Please reach out if we match. I stared at her profile picture. Brown eyes. Same nose as mine. Same slight curl in her smile. I ran to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, then back at her photo. It was like staring at a ghost of myself. For an hour, I drafted a message, deleted it, wrote it again, cried, rewrote it. Finally, I sent, "Hi, Claire. I just got my DNA results. It says we're full siblings. I was raised as an only child. I don't know if you knew about me, but I need to know what happened to us." I hit send and collapsed on the couch. The clock ticked. 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 47 minutes. Then, a notification. She'd replied. My hands shook as I opened it. Her first words changed everything. Her message was short but devastating. "I've been waiting for someone like you to find me. We were triplets, adopted separately at 3 months old. Our birth mother couldn't keep us. But your mom, she wasn't your birth mom. She adopted only you. And she made our adoptive parents promise never to contact you." I read it over and over. She made them promise never to contact you. So they knew about me. All this time, my siblings knew I existed, but stayed away because of a promise to my mother. I asked Claire, why would she do that? Why take only me? Her reply came fast. She lost her baby boy just after birth. She was broken. Our birth mom offered her one of us. She chose you, but she couldn't bear you knowing you had siblings because then you'd know you weren't her real child. So she made our adoptive families disappear. And she told everyone, including me, that I was her only child. I felt the floor vanish beneath me. The woman who rocked me to sleep, who held my hand on my first day of school, who whispered, "I love you," with her last breath, wasn't my birth mother. And she'd erased my siblings to keep me all to herself. Claire sent me more. Photos, voice notes, a link to a group chat with our third sibling, Eli, a quiet man in Oregon. I joined the chat with shaking hands, and there, in black and white, was a message waiting for me. "Welcome home, brother." I'd never been called that before. Tears streamed down my face. For the first time in my life, I wasn't alone. But the hardest question remained, do I meet them? Can I face the truth in person? I typed yes in the group chat before I could change my mind. Claire replied instantly, "We'll come to you." Within 48 hours, they booked train tickets. Claire from Chicago, Eli from Portland. I cleaned my apartment obsessively, rearranged furniture, bought new towels, stupid things to calm the storm inside me. What if they didn't like me? What if I didn't like them? What if I saw my face in theirs and broke down? The night before they arrived, I found myself standing in front of my mother's old closet again. This time, I pulled everything out. Every drawer, every shoebox. And that's when I found it. A letter, sealed, addressed to me, in her handwriting. "For when you find them," it read. I didn't open it. Not yet. I needed to meet my siblings with a clear heart, not clouded by her words. The doorbell rang at 3:17 p.m. I froze. My hands were ice. I opened the door, and there they were. Claire, taller than in her photo, with our birth mothers, wide eyes. Eli, lean and quiet, with the same stubborn jawline I saw every morning in the mirror. We stood there for a long moment, no one speaking. Then Claire stepped forward and hugged me so tightly I couldn't breathe. Eli followed, his voice rough when he whispered, "You look like Dad." I didn't know who that was, but suddenly I wanted to. We sat on my couch, cups of tea untouched. They told me about their lives, their adoptive parents, their childhoods, the questions they'd carried. Claire always felt missing someone. Eli had recurring dreams of 3 babies in a row. I listened, tears silent, realizing they'd been searching for me in their souls long before DNA confirmed it. Eli pulled out a faded journal from his backpack. Lena kept this. She died 5 years ago, left it to us. He opened it to a page marked with a ribbon. In shaky handwriting, she'd written, My 3 stars, scattered by fear and grief, I pray they find each other before it's too late. I traced the words with my finger. My birth mother had loved us equally, even in letting go. But Martha, she'd chosen love laced with control. She gave me everything, but stole my origin. That night, after Claire and Eli fell asleep on my pull-out couch, I finally opened Martha's letter. My hands trembled as I read, "If you're reading this, you found them. Forgive me. I was selfish. I thought if you never knew, you'd never leave. But you were never mine to keep. Go to them, be whole." I sobbed until sunrise. The next morning, we visited Lena's grave together. A small stone in a quiet cemetery with 3 stars carved into the base. Too subtle for anyone else to notice. Claire placed a single white rose. Eli whispered something I couldn't hear. I knelt and pressed my palm to the cold stone. "We found each other, Mom," I said. And for the first time, the word mom didn't feel like betrayal. Back at my apartment, we sorted through Lena's journal, piecing together fragments of our beginning. Photos of a young woman with tired eyes and a radiant smile. Hospital bracelets saved in an envelope. A birth certificate with all 3 names: Claire, Eli, and me. Daniel, my real name. Not the one Martha gave me, but the one Lena chose. I stared at it. "Daniel," I said aloud. Claire smiled. "It suits you." We spent 3 days together, talking, laughing, crying, comparing scars and quirks. Claire hated cilantro, just like me. Eli tapped his fingers in 3s when deep in thought. So did I. These tiny echoes of shared biology felt like miracles. On their last night, Eli asked, "What now?" I looked at them, my sister, my brother, and knew my answer. Now we rebuild. Slowly, honestly. I paused. "But there's one more thing." I handed them each a copy of Martha's letter. She loved me, flawed as it was. I won't erase her, but I won't let her silence define us anymore. Claire hugged me again. "We're not just finding each other," she said. "We're reclaiming our story." That night, I slept deeply for the first time in months. Not alone, not an only child, a triplet, a brother, a beginning. 3 months passed. We talked every day. Voice notes, late-night calls, a shared journal we passed digitally like a sacred scroll. Claire visited twice. Eli came once, bringing Lena's old recipe book filled with scribbled notes in the margins. She wrote for my 3 next to the pancake recipe, he said, showing me the page. I made those pancakes the next morning, tears dripping into the batter. I'd started calling myself Daniel again, not to reject Martha, but to honor the boy Lena named. One evening, Claire dropped a question that changed everything. "What if we go back to the house, the one she lived in with us before the adoption?" I froze. The house wasn't just a place, it was the origin point. The last place we were together. "It's still standing," Eli added quietly. I checked. And just like that, we knew we had to go. The town was smaller than I remembered from Martha's vague stories. Rain fell softly as we pulled up to a pale blue house with peeling paint and a crooked porch swing. Lena had lived here with us for 3 months, breastfeeding, singing lullabies, watching us sleep in one crib she'd pushed against the wall. The current owner, an elderly woman named Mrs. Ruiz, recognized us from the photos we'd sent ahead. "I always knew someone would come back," she said, handing us keys. Inside, the floors creaked like old bones. The wallpaper was different, the furniture gone, but the layout was unchanged. We stood in what must have been the nursery. Claire placed her palm on the wall. "She stood right here," she whispered. In a closet behind a loose baseboard, Eli found it. A shoebox. Inside, 3 tiny hospital bracelets. Our names, our birth dates, our first proof of belonging. We sat on the dusty floor, each holding our own bracelet like a relic. Claire cried silently. Eli traced the faded ink with his thumb. I thought of Martha, not with anger now, but sorrow. She'd tried to love me by erasing half my soul. But Lena, she'd loved us by holding on as long as she could, then trusting the world to bring us back together. That night, we stayed in the house, sleeping in the same room, just like infants. No words, just presence. In the dark, Claire said, "We were never really apart, just waiting to remember." The next morning, we planted 3 white rose bushes in the backyard, one for each of us. "So the next person who lives here knows," Eli said, patting the soil. As we drove away, I looked back one last time. The house didn't feel like a ghost anymore. It felt like a seed. Back home, I visited Martha's grave for the first time since meeting my siblings. I brought 3 white roses. "I forgive you," I said, placing them gently on the stone. "But I won't forget." Forgiveness didn't mean pretending her lie was okay. It meant freeing myself from its weight. That week, I changed my legal name to Daniel James Carter, keeping Martha's last name as a bridge, not a wall. Claire started a foundation for adoptees seeking siblings. Eli began writing a memoir. And me? I recorded this story, not for fame, but for anyone out there staring at a photo, feeling alone. Because you're not. Somewhere, your stars are still burning. We started a new ritual. Every birthday, we meet at Lena's grave, then at the Blue House. 3 chairs, 3 candles, 3 voices singing the lullaby Lena wrote for us, found scrawled on the back of a grocery list in her journal. Last month, a woman contacted Claire through the foundation. DNA match, first cousin. Turns out Lena had a younger sister who gave up a child too. Our cousin Isha. We met her under cherry blossoms in Seattle. She hugged us like she'd known us forever. "Lena talked about you every year on your birthday," she said. She never stopped hoping. Now our circle grows. Not just 3, but 5. And maybe more. Martha's fear was that I'd leave her if I knew the truth. But the opposite was true. Only after finding my beginning could I finally grieve her fully. I visit her house less now. Her photos are in a box, not on the wall, not erased, just no longer the whole story. I keep one thing on my desk, the original photo of the 3 babies. Framed beside it now is a new photo, us, last summer, arms around each other, grinning like we've just remembered a secret the world forgot. Some people spend their lives searching for where they belong. I was given 2 mothers, one who held me close by hiding the world, and one who let me go so I could find it. Both loved me. Both failed me. And both, in their own broken ways, led me to this. A life where family isn't just blood or papers. It's choice. It's showing up. It's planting roses in old soil and trusting they'll bloom. I used to think my story began with Martha's lie, but it didn't. It began with 3 heartbeats in a hospital room. It continued through silence and separation. And now it sings in 3 voices, 1 truth. If you're listening to this and you feel lost, look closer. Your people are out there, maybe not where you expect, but they're searching too. And one day, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 10 years, you'll open a door and they'll be standing there. And you'll finally hear the words you've always needed. Welcome home.